back to give you the legal edge. On the second to last day of 2020, the governor signed legislation that makes it legal for student athletes to be paid while in college. There's still a lot of questions about the bill, so tonight we're getting local attorney Bryan Waldman's take.
Michigan followed what started in California, and it's kind of had traction in other states, but there are these state laws that allow student athletes to be compensated for their name, image, and likeness while they're in college, and then protects them from somehow being punished for doing so. You know, what Governor Newsom said in California is every single student who's a college student in California can go out and create their own YouTube channel and make money off their name, image, and likeness unless you're an NCAA athlete. It doesn't make these students necessarily employees of the university. It just allows them to go out and kind of take advantage of the fact that maybe they've got some publicity or that their image or likeness has some value.
Talk to us about if there are any protections in place, because we're dealing with, young men and women.
So there are some protections in the law. When I read over the law very quickly, there were things, for example, that said if there was an apparel contract that a student wanted to enter into, they need to check with someone at the university who's designated at least 7 days in advance of finalizing that contract to look everything over, make sure there's not conflicts with other existing contracts with the team or the university. So there's some stuff in place, but I suspect that there's a lot more we're going to learn needs to be done in place. There's a lot of moving pieces. And, really, I think these laws weren't passed necessarily to enforce them. It was to put pressure on the NCAA to change things with the thought that if enough states do it, the NCAA will change its own policies. And the NCAA has said that it's going to. At the last I saw, they said they were going to do it with a deadline of October. That wasn't done. So hopefully these laws give them some type of artificial deadline to do something. And then in addition to that, in mid-December, the U.S. Supreme Court said it was going to hear a case involving antitrust violations by former student athletes. And so their decision could weigh into some of this too. So, the laws don't take effect till 2023. I suspect that the meaning of these laws and the way they're applied is going to change greatly between now and the time they actually go into effect, if we ever get to that point.